Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed review. Ready here right now.
Spooky.
So we played Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. This is the game from Illfonic, the studio that brought you Friday the 13th, as well as the Predator game. So this is their new asymetric multiplayer game that is a 4v1 where 4 players play as Ghostbusters against one ghost inside of the Ghostbusters universe. And I was very surprised. This is very much like, and this is a love letter to the Ghostbusters franchise.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
no, most definitely. Travis was just oozing over it. You know, I love Ghostbusters and everything.
Was he sliming over it?
He was sliming over it. We actually streamed this on Travis's channel, Puppeteer Premiere, last week.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
last week. And it was just kind of random. Travis was like, hey, you want to play that game? I was like, yeah, screw it. One of my friends told me about it. It seems interesting. Boy, was it interesting. I think the only issue we had was linking up my Epic game account to the game. I had to disconnect it, reconnect it, disconnect it again, and reconnect it. And I finally was able to connect because I'm playing on the PlayStation 5. And Travis and the rest of them are playing on PC, so you can play all together. You know, it's cross play. The game is entertaining. I didn't get a chance to play as Ghost, but playing as the Ghostbuster was pretty fun. Like after you play for a while, you can upgrade your equipment to help you grab the ghost or like grab them faster, or like have a recharge to your proton pack, or you can also your little trap actually has a wider mouth, so you can capture a ghost a little bit better, you know. But basically what you do, you grab the ghost and you have to like actually when you grab him, you have to actually steer him to the trap, and you also have to open the trap. That's the big thing. You have to open the trap first, grab them, and then pull them over there. So it's kind of hard to do that if you're tethering the ghost and you're like, oh, I forgot my trap.
Yeah,
we kept running into that problem over and over.
That's why you gotta have friends.
Yeah. So having friends really help, because someone will throw the trap and then you can open it while you're protoning, grabbing the ghost and bring it over and capture it. So the ghost gets like, 3 chances before he to do a full haunt. And that's how the ghost wins. It haunts the whole area and then you have to leave. I think it's kind of like percentage based because the ghost will go around. I don't know. You played the ghost. What does the ghost exactly do in order to win?
Yeah, so
because that's where I was confused on.
The ghost's objective is so there's a series of phases to this. So on the Ghostbusters side, you're trying to find 3 rifts, destroy those rifts, and then it stops the ghost from spawning, and then you have to then just kill the ghost. And you also don't have to find the rifts. You can kill the ghost 3 times, and that will basically take away a rift from the map.
Yes.
As the ghost, on the other hand, your goal is to haunt the building as fast as possible, haunt the space you're in. So as you're going around, there's different objects in these rooms that you can either haunt or possess. If you possess it, you become it. So you can like run around as a chair, you can run around as a refrigerator, you can run around
as a wet floor sign. You're never going to catch me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was so funny. But when you haunt things, the more you haunt stuff, the more it levels up the haunting meter at the top of the game to indicate how haunted the space is. And if you haunt a room, if you haunt all the objects in a room, then that's going to progress the bar significantly faster.
Yep.
So your goal is to get that as fast as possible because then... What?
When you say haunt everything in the room, like...
You just go up to him and you press Q. If you're playing on PC, you just press Q.
Are you stuck in that form?
No, you're not. That's if you're possessing it, you turn it into a thing.
I see.
Haunting it basically just like haunts it and it makes it start moving around the room a little bit.
Yep.
So then it becomes like ghostly, but it's still there. It's still present in the space.
Does that take
it's
energy?
Just now a possessed thing. It does take a little bit of energy, but you collect energy through... We actually collect energy through haunting, so it doesn't take energy. You can do that as much as you want.
Oh, okay.
So you can go around and start haunting the shit out of stuff.
Yeah.
What does take energy is when you're messing with the Ghostbusters, then that's going to use up a lot of energy, and there's certain points where you have to like wait for things to recharge and rejuvenate. You can also there's these like civilians that are roaming around the halls, and if you travel through them, it'll scare them and frighten them, and they'll start running. If you scare them enough, they're going to run out and escape, and that'll increase the haunting meter as well.
Yep.
But on the Ghostbusters side, they can go up and calm them down, and like literally they like talk to them, and it's like, hey, it's okay, it's fine, everything's okay, nothing to worry about. to help prevent that person from running out, which is going to increase the haunting meter.
Plus, you'll get a little, for the Ghostbusters, they'll get a little stat boost if they calm down a civilian.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Can the ghosts interrupt that?
I don't think so. No.
I don't know.
I mean, you could, I guess you could like interact with the Ghostbuster and be like
scare 'em
drop
away
slime on them
or-
or
yeah, you
whatever.
can drop slime on
Because you
them,
have different
get 'em.
abilities you can do. So you have one ability that just like, you can drop these like there's 5 different ghosts in the game. So I've only played the first ghost. You have to like progress more as the ghost to level it up and be able to unlock new ghosts. But the first ghost can drop down these little like minion ghosts that run around and like they just go crazy all over the place. And then you can also throw slime on people, and that's just like an area of effect kind of thing where it drops slime on everybody. And then basically it's the equivalent of them being knocked, where you have to then pick them up in order to get them back going again. And then you also have this tornado ability that'll do this like crazy tornado like slime thing in a room space as well. So all those things are abilities that you have. And then what's also cool is like when they're trying to capture you, you have a kind of quick time event that pops up. You have to like mash a button to like escape. And if you mash it quick enough, you can escape and like take off running. And then they are then like, oh shit, now we got to chase him down again and try and track him.
Yep.
So it's this whole like kind of tug of war kind of thing of getting away from the guys while totally haunting everything in order to trigger the timer. And then the last part of the game is a timer where you've now haunted everything, and there's like, I think you have like 80 seconds or whatever to capture the ghost. And if you don't capture the ghost in time, then the ghost wins, and they've haunted the whole entire place. So that's just essentially the role of the ghost. But it's fun playing the ghost. I mean, it's a good old time. I mean, it's kind of like the feeling you get in Evil Dead a little bit, where you have a lot of things you can do. There's not as much you can do because you can't like trap everything, but it's similar in the way that you can interact with the world in addition to being the character themselves. But you have more abilities as a character than you do. Well, I guess not really, because when you possess people in Evil Dead, then you can
still do a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is really cool. There's a lot more to it than I expected for that aspect of it. And then as Ghostbusters, they're just trying to, you have a gun and you have your PKE meter. Your PKE meter helps you detect where ghostly stuff is. And then when you find it, then you're like, oh, okay, I'm here. Now I got to pull out my ghost gun, thing to like try
close
and
the rift.
Close the rift or.
Okay, is that a rift? Like, how does that? What's a rift? How is it created?
It's just created, man.
Yeah.
It's already
it's
on the
already
map.
like
It's already
on
in
the
the
map
map when you
somewhere.
start, yeah.
But you have to
Gotcha.
use your PKE meter to go find it.
And that's the other
Gotcha.
cool thing about being a ghost that
So
I
those
didn't realize until I
portals?
was a ghost. It's I think it's like some kind of portal thing.
Yeah,
I
like if you
guess.
capture the ghost, from what I understand, once again, I didn't play the ghost, but from what I understand, once you capture the ghost, he can come back, and he comes back using the rift.
Yes.
So if you close all
right.
3 rifts, he can't come back, and all you have to do is capture him once, and then he's
Gotcha,
like captured
gotcha.
for good.
What is cool that I didn't realize until I played the ghost is that you can actually move the rifts.
Really?
So as the ghost, I know where all the rifts are on the map.
And you can move them
And
around.
I can go up to them. I can like, if somebody finds out where they are, I can grab it and like take it halfway across the map if I want to.
I
And
wonder
drop
if that's
it somewhere
what
else.
Travis was doing, because I only found like 1 rift every time he plays.
It's
as the
hard.
ghost.
It's hard to find those
man.
rifts, and that must be what it is. Maybe he's moving them
Moving
around.
them around.
So the objects that are haunted, can you unhaunt them?
You got to kill them.
Okay.
You just zap the shit out of them.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
you can
Out
destroy
of the objects?
stuff.
Yeah,
you can
out
destroy
of the
property.
does that help bring the meter down?
I don't think it does.
No. Once the meter doesn't really go down. It just keeps
I
going
see, I
up.
see.
You just have to slow it from going down,
Yeah.
or capture the ghost. And your goal as a Ghostbuster is to just basically, essentially, capture the ghost 4 times.
Yep.
And if you do that, then you win the game. The ghost, on the other hand, has to like do all this shit in the world to like get that meter to rise up to the point of that countdown starting, and then the countdown begins, and then you have to then go in there and go to town and survive.
So when you corner the ghost and you start zapping him with your gun, is it easy to capture him? I saw that he can get away in this video we're watching. So how does that work with the ghost? Like, how does the ghost get away?
It is hard. I mean, the ghost gets away with that quick time event. So whenever you get trapped, you get latched onto by one of the Ghostbusters. You have to on PC you had to mash F and keep mashing F until it raised the meter up, and then it
Okay, there it is.
untethers you, and then you can take off. Yeah, and then if you don't do it fast enough, then they can capture you and throw
capture
you
you.
in.
Okay.
And you also have the energy that you're using as you're doing different abilities and things like that in the world. So you have to like, if you go possess an object, that refills your energy meter faster, so that you kind of slow down and kind of get into it, and then you can go out there and start doing what you got to do. But yeah, it does take some time to kind of get used to the whole process. But yeah, I escaped from it a lot. Like I actually won against them the one time I played the Ghost.
Oh no.
Just like escaping and getting out there really, really fast and breaking away a lot, which was nice.
But you can also, with your PKE meter, you can stun them. And that helps out a lot. But it's just, as Ghostbusters, you got to have like full communication on like, hey,
portal.
Let's do this, let's do that. Who's going to throw out the trap? Who's going to do this? And it just, if the communication's not there, you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, this would be a hard game, I feel like, to play with just a bunch of randoms. Because now you can play with bots in this game, too. So they have a system with bots where if you just have 4 players playing, like you want to play against a bot Ghost, you can do that. If you want to have 2 people playing on a team and then 2 bots and then a Ghost that's a human player, you can do that. So there's different variations of that throughout the game. But it's cool. I mean, it's a relatively simple game. My biggest fear is just like, are we gonna still want to play this game in like 2 months, kind of thing? Because there is a progression system with it, which the progression system is pretty cool. We did find out after we progressed a certain period of time, you level up your weapons and stuff like that, and you can get new abilities. So like, we mentioned the PKE meter can like stun bad guys or whatever, but you can also upgrade your PKE meter to have a wider spread to detect ghosts, or your gun can have a wider spread, or your trap that you lay down can have a bigger opening. So there's different things you can unlock and use to just make your character better and stronger throughout the game, which I think is a really cool ability to extend the gameplay. And there's also customization you can unlock for your character to make your Ghostbuster look more badass. And there's new outfits. Top, bottom, gloves, boots, color changes, all that stuff can be customized to make your character look unique. And I did read also the story that you were talking about is actually, so there is no actual story campaign. What you do is as you progress and level up in the game, you unlock cutscenes that give you more story up to level 30. And once you reach level 30, then the story just kind of disappears. Just goes away.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So do you stun the
you don't
busters?
kill the busters. You just knock them.
I got you.
So once they're knocked, they can clear off the slime off of them.
Uh-oh.
And what Travis was doing to me, he was knocking me and then fucking up my proton pack in the bag. So I have to, it's just time. You have to fix your proton pack. You have to wipe off the slime or whatever gets on you and go from there. It's almost like prop hunt. You can just like hide wherever.
It really is. Cool. Yeah. It was way cooler because I had no expectations about this game going into it. Like I honestly, like, I haven't seen a Ghostbusters movie in forever, so I didn't even know what all happened in it and stuff like that. But jumping into it, I mean, they did a good job with the introduction. I mean, it was a little bit of a long tutorial at the beginning, but they kind of set up the scene with like full blown cutscenes. And they brought back Dan Aykroyd to reprise his role.
Wow.
There's several actors in here that are back. There's also a lot of other actors. Like kind of funny is Greg Miller is a voice in this game.
Nice.
So there's several people that have acting roles in here, and it's a high production like cutscene thing. The story bit of it is actually pretty high production, and it's cool that they have that because it's not just like an afterthought.
Got him.
And there's also the firehouse. So you start in the firehouse, and that's like your game hub essentially, where you like upgrade your character. You can test your weapons. You can see all your unlockables that you collect throughout the course of the game. And that's also just where you hang out with your friends while you're waiting to go into a game itself.
Yeah.
And that was nice to have that, kind of your own personalized firehouse that you can decorate, or you don't decorate it, but as you get further through the game, there's certain areas where like collectibles you get in the game will show up inside of the world in the firehouse and things like that. So
yeah,
there's some cool stuff. And it's only $40, by the way. I want to mention this is a $40 game, so it's not a full price game.
Crossplay.
Crossplay, 100%.
I was playing on the PS5, Brett, and then we're playing on the PC.
Yeah,
it just with the Epic game thing, and they're having issues with it. I was reading into it. It's just it's
Of
not connecting
course.
properly. Their
Of
servers aren't
course.
that great, but I mean, once we got over that little hump, smooth sailing after that. We were in and out, just having a blast.
Yeah, it's a cool game. Ghostbusters Spirits
I get
Unleashed,
it.
y'all.
I think I get
It's
it.
fun, dude. Like I would have kept playing.
Looks like Fortnite, but it's whatever.
That was the only downfall, according to Travis.
And Travis still wanted to play it.
Yeah. He had a blast with it. He was having so much fun as a ghost.
Yeah,
man.
he was.
Finally.
He was having a good old time.
I just wish you can pick to be the ghost like it does with
Oh, he doesn't allow you to pick?
No,
No.
it's all
It's
random.
random?
Maybe we didn't like see something in there where you can select.
some of the
but-
matchmaking stuff definitely needs some work.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But it's, I mean, largely, I mean, gameplay wise, I didn't have any.
Yeah, I didn't
issues
have
with
any
that.
issues.
The
It's the
game,
small things, bro.
but I mean, like if you think about it, though, like the core, unlike some games that we played, the core gameplay is solid and it's fun and it's
What games to
enjoyable.
talk about?
Battlefield, Saints Row.
Okay, that's a whole other level.
Yeah,
That's from the ground up type thing.
yeah. So check it out, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. It's available now. We played it on PC and PlayStation 5.
Yep.
Available $40. If you're on PC, though, I will say it is exclusive to the Epic Game Store.
Who you gonna
So you have to buy it there, but it is what it is. So